defenses against Ice Climbers. So, as we see here, Conman immediately just gets bounced around.
Yeah, did he just get down smashed into the other
He did. It's actually a good shine there from Conman.
That was a great shine.
Showing the volatility of the matchup.
Yeah. They try to get something over the doubles combo.
As Scar would say, percents don't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Conman's out here. He's just shining all over the place.
Which one do you think is real? Which one's melee?
I haven't looked at their styles yet, but I would assume that's Griffin. That's a food product.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Making jokes out of just normal tags.
Wobbling tags as well.
Yeah. It's another homegrown, fresh Colorado meme, the band wobbling movement.
As long as one of the nanas is dead, then they don't have to fear the double wobble.
Exactly.
So that's probably their battle plan in neutral right now.
Yeah, although now the question is, does Connor go for this? Oh, he did, and it turned out to be the right decision, actually. Normally, I would expect him to go help out his teammate and hit the ices.
That's what I would have probably done.
And both spaces are probably dead here.
Looks like a double kill. Oh, I should have rolled off ledge. He's going to die for that.
And Nana's dead. And although, never mind. So anyway, we kind of see blue team kind of holding it together here. I think the struck stage actually kind of worked in their favor here. Both Falco and Fox really like this format.
The transformations are really in the Space Animals' favor, in my opinion.
True.
Ice Climbers take a while to get their setups going, and they get in each other's way a lot.
And I've noticed that Griffin is really good at standing in the way of the Falco and the other, in this case, a Fox, while he's getting wobbled. That way the Falco can't just shoot lasers and interrupt the wobble.
Yeah, they're actually quite cognizant of blocking lasers.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons is Griffin is one of the smartest food product. I mean, food product is one of the smartest, most like cerebral players I've seen in the Colorado scene.
He really knows his character very
exactly.
Very well.
I think part of that is that he came from a PM background. And in PM, there's a lot more character knowledge you need to amass before you actually understand the cast.
He didn't turn around before the wave dash.
So
looks like no double wobble this game.
Thank God for Griffin. For Connor. I don't think he'd be too excited about that. So this should be the end of. There's that IC.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for our IC's heroes.
Yeah. IC is notoriously not a great character in doubles.
Yeah.
We saw those weaknesses here, but I wouldn't count BreadExpert and Food Product out because they're notoriously good doubles players, even though their character seems limited in doubles.
Yeah, you can see them talking something over right now.
Griffin says he actually believes that Ice Climbers can be one of the best teams, the best characters in doubles. You just need to be able to use them correctly.
Yeah.
And it takes a very, very skilled player to use them correctly.
Yeah. I think especially at this level, it doesn't really matter characters as much as knowing what you're supposed to do in doubles for your teammate.
Exactly. Yeah, when you're at a state yearly or whatever, and Connor with Conman with the early, with the early shine spike once again. That's something you'll notice is being used really heavily against Ice Climbers because their recovery kind of can't defend against it too well because they have a very linear recovery when they're split up. Now
you do have to respect the hitbox on Nana during the up B though.
Exactly.
Wow,
when they're together, their recovery is almost as good as Fox's in my opinion.
It's difficult to cover. You just need to wait for them to get back on the stage or go to ledge.
Exactly.
They ledge hug each other a little bit. Ooh,
so, yeah, it seemed like a surprising shorten when Connor was...
Yeah, he was close enough to hug.
Yeah, he was holding ledge for him. He was making sure no one was there. Now let's see...
Bad DI.
Yeah, not good enough lasers from Nosebleed there.
Nana wasn't facing the right way, so it looks like we got a Sopo on somewhat even so far. Oh, the wobble.
So let's see if they... A lot of times the strategy against an Ice Climbers or double Ice Climbers is when there's a Sopo on the stage... You want to get the other person, the person who's not a Sopo.
You want to try as much as you can.
Exactly.
Sopo's like 25% is threatening alone.
Exactly, as double ices.
Ooh, that was a really good shine spike on Nana.
The problem is when you kill the Sopo, then you have double ices again, and they're way more.
Yeah. So optimally, you'd want to keep one Sopo on the board at a high percent so that he plays scared, and then just continuously kill the other Popo.
Exactly. It just constantly, that means you're never in jeopardy of being double wobbled. And that is the main threat, I think, character-wise from ICs. Now, player-wise, you've got one of the smartest players in the state in food product.
Yeah.
And you've got just a guy who's hung around successfully for years in BreadExpert. So
these are all good players on the screen right now.
exactly. You can't really. They all know how to play their character in doubles, basically.
Yeah. It's actually quite even the second game, but Ice Climbers have a slight lead if you don't count missing Nana.
Exactly. They're. It seems like the Spacey team is really having trouble zeroing in on the still together Ice Climbers.
Yeah, they're having a hard time getting in for sure. They're trying to go for like really specific options like their shines and stuff like that. I think they're respecting the characters too much, scared of double level.
There's definitely something to be said for just trying to rack up damage on the character you think is going to die fastest. As you can see, we've got one character, one Ices, the real Ices, almost out of stocks. There we go, out of stocks. And the melee Ices actually hasn't even lost 2 yet, or has only lost 2 yet. So
if they're going to go for it, now's the time.
What I've noticed is game 2, there's a lot fewer wobble attempts from the Ices team. It's a lot more handoffs and quick damage setups.
I think that to rack up the damage and throw them off stage.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of respect a lot. Oh, nice. We're going to get some singles going.
Yeah, I'm a pool captain for Wave A, so I'm going to have to hop up in a minute, but I think I can wait for the set to finish.
So we've got Team Spacey here. Nosebleed and Conman on the ropes.
Got to see if they can close out that
lasers? No. But he's back, and that was a poor invincibility refresh.
Yeah, I'd like to see some forward tilts. They're going for a lot of smash attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
A forward tilt will get a Falco off at 60, and then you can edge guard him.
So something that I saw from Blue Team quite a few times was they were really, really hesitant off ledge. And that's literally the only thing you can't do off ledge, especially as Spaceys. You have invincible options. You have an invincible ledge refresh. You have an invincible ledge dash. You just have to be decisive about it. You got to do it as soon as possible so you get all the invincibility. Otherwise, you're going to get gimped like Conman did right there.
Yeah, looks like it's taking them a bit to process all of what's going on screen. So if they can just keep it chaotic with their projectiles, I think they'll do well.
Exactly. Oh, Fox is without a jump, and Nosebleed goes over there, and he actually has a very clutch interrupt.
Yeah, he's very good at that. That was something they were beating us with a lot last set when I played them.
Running Shine is actually one of the best, in my opinion, double moves a Fox can use in doubles, because it doesn't really usually start any combos for the other team on your teammate, but it just interrupts it. And the more chaos I've noticed that you can put on a screen that you and your teammate can be prepared for, the worse your opponents are.
Oh man, yeah. When I used to do double Samus with Gumi all the time, our goal sometimes is just to make literally everything explode at all times.
Exactly.
Just overwhelm people as much as we can.
Basically, my philosophy in doubles is if you can create more opportunities your opponents are unprepared for and more opportunities you are prepared for, the better your team's going to do.
Yeah, you see Nosebleed coming to that top platform a lot, just trying to scope out the situation, see if he needs to help at all, get his down airs. Yeah, see, right to the platform,
It seems as though Team Nosebleed, Team Conman, Team Noseman, they're actually doing a much better job of holding their stock. As I say that, commentator curse, but Nosebleed has kept his third Falco stock for a while, and that's honestly one of the hardest things you can do as a Falco, is not die at mid-low percents.
That was a really good double. I think he's trying to play more patiently. He has that third platform. He can go there if he needs to.
Exactly, and that's really important in this matchup.
He's just letting Conman run around, cause some chaos. And
something I'll notice is in doubles, the most important metric for how well a team does is often how good the most breakable character is at surviving.
Yeah.
So, for example, in this situation, it's Falco, and Falco is at 152 right now.
Yeah. He's holding that stock for a long time. Gets the shorten. He gets a little bit of damage there.
Exactly. The most breakable character, usually a Falco or a Fox, is also usually the most aggressive. So if that aggressive character can keep his stock and not die because of his aggression, then sorry, I was just listening to pools. Then usually the team can succeed. That could be 2 dead space Ices, or at least 1. Sorry, I thought Nana was the one off. But see, there's that running Shine again. It goes in, and especially against Ice Climbers, it knocks them off so fast.
Yeah, they are very slippery, and if you can get Nan off stage, sometimes she just
Oh,
dies.
that was a poor decision from Conman. Luckily, he doesn't get.
That was
Oh
really
wow! Do you
interesting
see
to
that?
me.
Do you see that stun?
Yeah.
The Ices was in stun for so long.
Hitting the wall in this game puts you in ridiculous amounts of stun.
So what you'll see here is Connor's just going around shining. Conman just won't
Yeah.
stop shining these Ices because he knows that there's a lot of lag on their wave dash, first of all. And he knows that if he can shine and run out, he's really trusting in his movement on platforms after shines.
Yeah, and then Nosebleed's just playing a supporting role, seeing how he can help, occasionally picking off a Nana or something.
He's just
not
really trying to...
Yeah, he goes in with the lasers, trying to save his teammate. Oh, it suddenly looks
Oh,
very
that's-
doable for the Ice Climbers.
that was an important stop
They can
to
get the
keep.
Gimp, but the Ice
This
Climbers on
is
the
a-
right just stayed to the side. And
This is one of the most pressure situations you can have, in my opinion,
Yeah.
in doubles. The only thing that could be worse pressure-wise is if one of each side dies and there's still a fresh Nana.
yeah.
Because then
yeah.
the only thing you're thinking is don't get wobbled.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
there's
they
the
lost one
Sopo.
Nana.
Now what they should be focusing on is taking the Nana away
Should
from
look
the
for
Ice
the Nana.
Climbers. Because that's the only way,
Yup.
in my opinion, they have a last-ditch chance,
It's a
although that's
2v1,
going to finish
And they
it.
close it out.
That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
No double wobble.
Yeah, we all wanted it.
Team
Conman
Nosebleed
popping off.
Conman's popping off right now.
Doesn't
Let's
wa-
go.
No double wobble. Let's go.
He's just so glad he could avoid the repeat of the prophecy.
Yeah, I've got to go run a pool now, so I'm
Alright.
gonna hop off commentary.
Godspeed. It was
Yeah,
fun.
good luck with your pools and such.
Thanks, buddy. Anyway, so it's just solo cool jams here. Just one single jam. Just hanging out. Battery Basement 9. I think we're in top 4 of doubles now. That should be. Let me look here. We're in top. No, we're in top 6 right now. We're at winners, semis, and losers quarters. So now on the stream we're gonna have. I think we're gonna have